bad time to learn some Hendrix? I don't think so. So that's what we're gonna do. We're gonna learn one of the coolest things from Hendrix catalog. It's this falling bend that he does all the time, and it just has this like ugly attitude to it. But before we get into all of that, I do want to let you guys know that tomorrow the 55% off sale on my new guitar course is ending. So if you want to snag it at the lowest price ever, that's how you get it. It's down below in the description. 3 hours of content, tabbed out, all that good stuff. And yo, let's get to the lesson. All right, so here's the lick that we're doing. Ooh, all that Hendrix attitude. Now, I'm actually lifting this from my new course, so if you dig this, there's the famous lick section. We do it out of the key of A in the course, but F sharp minor here, and I am tuned down a half step as well. So what happens here is you are bending essentially 2 strings at the same time, but only playing one and then falling on the other one. It sounds confusing, so I'm just gonna show it to you. So think of your box 1 pentatonic scale. All nice and fuzzy like. What you're gonna do is you're gonna go to 17th fret on the B and you're gonna bend it up a full step. Now, you can add vibrato on it if you want to. These pots are so scratchy and angry right now. So you bend it up a full step and you can vibrato if you want to. I'm not adding the vibrato. Kind of the more of the Jimi style was not vibrato, it was just like a straight bend. Now when that bend is up, you wanna make sure that you're pushing the G string up as well as the B at the same time. Which it kind of just naturally happens. But what you have to get used to is this transition to the G while it's bent, and you're gonna let it fall down. Now, it's really cool. You can have it sound really in tune, out of tune sounds cool. It's just, it's rock and roll, so you do whatever you want. But what happens is you bend that first string up, and I'm using my ring finger. You wanna stack your fingers behind that note, because when it reaches pitch, you kind of abandon that bend. You never hear that bend go down. It only goes up, and the next one you never hear go up, it only goes down. Now the tricky part here is the muting that is required out of your left hand. My index finger is doing a really good job of just laying on the strings, that way I don't get these like big old like... You don't want all that stuff. You have to really mute the strings to get this, that sound. So again, I'm bending 17 up. It never comes down in pitch. I go straight to the G on 16th fret, and I let that one fall. Now I do pretty much the same thing. I go to 14 on the G, then I go back to 16, bend it up. I hop over to the D string now on 17th or 16th fret. Then and then I go back to the 14th fret on the G. Now you're gonna hear Hendrix do this stuff. He does it all the time, but like Red House is a good example. And he does it in different like variations. There's all kinds of cool ways that Hendrix incorporates this. This is just one of my favorite ones. Right there. Another thing you can do that Hendrix will kind of like throw in here is, I'm doing this all in one position. Hendrix will hop down here and slide into that second one. It's the same notes. I'm hitting all the same notes, but notice how I started down here. I'm bending 12 up, letting it fall back down on 12 on the B. That way you can get that aggressive slide into it. That's what I'm always talking about. It's the little things behind the licks that you're playing. So instead of it being more stationary, he adds that slide. And I think that's gonna be it. Add that Hendrix lick to your catalog and just sit there and bust it out all the time. Once you learn it, you're gonna use that lick all the time. So one more time, if you guys would, check out the guitar course before the sale ends tomorrow. And I'm gonna end it bluesy, Hendrix, fuzzy, falling bend style.